30-day Swift owner-op review. Now, it's actually been more than 30 days. It's been about a month and a half since I got my own truck, but I don't count the first 2 weeks because I went home after the first week, like in between week 1 and week 2, and I was actually home for like 3 days, three and a half days, something like that. So not really counting those first week and a half, because I really didn't change anything that I was doing as far as from being a company driver to being an owner-operator. But once I came back from home time, got in the groove of things, figured out when the pay week cut off, because everything changes when you go from a Swift company driver to a Swift owner-operator. So your cutoff day to get all your paperwork and your settlement, everything situated, is Wednesday. Wednesday at whatever your home terminal hours are, at like 5 p.m. their time. And then you get paid every Monday off your settlements. So the first week that I got the truck, I went home. So, and then for the first few weeks, they don't take the truck payment out of your settlement, try to help you establish like some savings, and I didn't know that. So my dumbass went home, because I had already been out for over a month before I got my truck. Yeah, my beard looking raggedy. You can give me some beard oil. Anyway, I went home, and I didn't know that the first week or two they don't take the truck payment out, so that way you can stack up some savings and get situated. So kind of screwed myself on that. I mean, I already have a decent sized savings account from working and getting prepared for this whole owner-operator process, so it didn't really affect me financially. But if I would have known that, I probably would have waited another week to go home just to stack up even more, because more money in your bank account is definitely a good thing. But so came back from home time, and like an idiot, it was a Tuesday, I think it was, when I came back from home time, and like an idiot, I had got a load that was 1,500 miles, and I completely filled, the truck was almost on empty. I completely filled the truck with fuel and DEF on Tuesday for a load that was going to be on the following settlement. So that settlement for that week that I came back, I was in the negative, technically. But Swift, they cover, like if you don't make enough to cover your expenses, Swift basically covers it for you, and then they just take it out of your next settlement or your next few settlements, so that you're back in the positive. So me being a rookie and an idiot, I filled up the truck on Tuesday. That settlement period ended Wednesday. That load didn't go on to the next settlement. So kind of screwed myself up a little bit, but realized what I did wrong, learned from my mistake. And my other mistake, I fueled up in California, where the fuel is the most expensive in the freaking country. So kind of doubly screwed myself. But learned from my mistake. That second week back out was a better week. Actually made money, even though they took what I owed them from that settlement. I think I made an $800 paycheck, something like that. I don't remember the exact numbers. Third week a good week. Shut up. I like riding the line on the right side of the lane when someone's passing me to give them that extra room, and it sets off that stupid lane alert sensor. So anyway, third week was even better. Was still kind of learning the process. Third week, $1,200 paycheck. Got all my settlements and stuff in. Got my fueling up, dialed in. And then the fourth week was kind of a crappy week. I got sent to an area that didn't have freight or any good freight. So I ended up running a couple of short loads, short hops. One was 400 miles, the other one was like 300 miles. But what's really screwed me up with that is that 300 mile one had 2 days to deliver it, and I couldn't deliver it early. They couldn't get me a T-call because there's not enough mileage left on the load. So that messed up that paycheck. I think that paycheck was like $600-700. Then the following paycheck after that was $1,300, and then the paycheck after that was like $1,200. My last paycheck, the one that I just got, today is Thursday, so not this settlement that just ended yesterday, but the settlement before that was another $1,200 paycheck. And this is after all the expenses, all the stuff that Swift charges, and the truck payment. This one that just passed, I ended up doing a 34-hour reset and then got stuck an additional day in Kansas because they kept giving me loads that were garbage. I don't want to say they were garbage, because for a company driver or somebody that was trying to get home, it would be a perfectly fine load. But for me, just coming off of 34, I'm not going to deliver a 600 mile load that delivers in 2-3 days and can't be delivered early. So I kept rejecting those, hoping that I would get a better load, and I didn't. So I sat for a whole another day. So the settlement that just passed, I'm only going to get like an $800 paycheck. This week's already looking up. I got a 1,800 mile load that I'm on right now. And then I already am pre-planned, once I deliver this load, with another, I think it's a 900 mile load. So this week's already looking up. My driver manager, when I switched from company to owner operator, I got a new driver manager. His name's Gabriel. He's out of the Europa Valley terminal. He does owner operators and company drivers. So if you're a Swift driver and Europa Valley is your terminal and you don't like your driver manager, contact Gabriel. He's awesome. He does a great job. He never gives you attitude or gives you a hard time. Like, even if you mess up and you're going to be late for a load or whatever, he's always super cool with you. He's straightforward. He calls his drivers every day to see how they're doing. He conference calls once a week. So, super good driver manager, super cool dude. Good conversation when you call him, talk to him, or he calls you, talk to you. So it's pretty good, man. Like, I'm not obviously making the big bucks like all these other owner operators are doing. You know, I'm not making $3,000 plus a week, but I'm good for right now. I'm making more than I was as a company driver. I already have a maintenance account. I got 5 cents per mile going into a maintenance account. So I got a maintenance account built up. I'm putting whatever percentage, I feel like doing the math in my head, but I'm putting a certain percentage of the pay into my savings account for when taxes are due. The truck is freaking great. I've not had, well, actually I had one issue with it. I blew a fuse in the fuse box behind the glove box for the power source, the cigarette lighter plugs in the back, because my dumbass had my cooler and my fan with a jumper attachment thing plugged into the same cigarette lighter port, and it overworked that fuse and caused the fuse to pop. So all my 12 volt cigarette lighter power sources in the back weren't working for a couple of hours. Didn't notice that my phone and nothing else was on until I was like about to go to sleep, and I realized like, oh wait, what the heck? Realized my phone wasn't charging. Checked it out, saw that the cooler wasn't on, tried turning the fan on, no power to the fan. I was like, dang it, I blew a fuse. So opened up the glove box. You gotta have the torque bit. I got like the little torque bit Allen wrenches. Opened up the glove box, found the burnt fuse, replaced it, boom, fixed. Only problem I've had with the truck since I got it. I'm at 136,000 miles on it now. I'm gonna get a PM done here probably this week or next week. I'm gonna replace the glad hands just because they're all worn out. They're not really that worn out, but the rubber's like all faded and the paint's chipping off, like the red and blue paint. So I'm gonna replace those. I put a bunch of blue LED lighting throughout the inside of the truck. I'll do a little video on that. I got blue neon underglow for the truck. Just haven't had time to crawl my fat ass underneath the truck and mount it, wire it up. But that's another thing I got. I got all the lug nut covers, the spiked lug nut covers. Got all the hub covers, the spiked hub covers. Little chrome bits here and there when I stopped at Joplin 44, and then I also stopped at the Iowa 80 truck stop. So trying to make the truck unique. I'm gonna change all of the stickers, the decals, like the DOT number, the truck number, and all that stuff to chrome, and probably like a light blue or a teal, or maybe like a royal blue, because the truck's blue. It's like a bluish purple. So trying to make it unique. As far as I'm going to stick around with Swift, if I'm going to stick around with Swift or not, I'm happy for right now. So I think I'm going to stay. I have had some issues with a few dispatchers and planners and people at other terminals with them having attitude problem or just being douchebags. So that kind of gets me pissed off and makes me want to leave. But for right now, I think I'm happy. I'm good. Am I going to leave and go somewhere else soon? Let's see what happens. But we'll cut it short here. Hope you enjoy the video. Like it, please. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, put them below.